Hi, welcome to Course360, the Learning Hub for Excellence. Today we are going to discuss about full stack developer and the importance of this role and the market demand. And my name is Satya. I'm your trainer. I'm an IT consultant. I have 17 years experience as an IT consultant. At the same time, I have many proof of concepts using latest technologies, evaluating new technologies and to meet the best practices as per the client requirements. So at the same time, my interest in AWS and Azure, cloud computing, DevOps, actually recently, last 3-4 years, I started working with cloud computing with DevOps combination. So let's start actually. So let's start with the market demand for a full stack developer and how it is picking up in recent years. So if you see, basically, if you take a major portal like Naukri.com and search for a front-end developer role or back-end developer role using any of the uh, major back-end technologies like PHP, Java, Python, you will find the demand in the market. Okay, so here actually I'm just showing you demand for PHP, where in last 1 month we have around 4,000 plus jobs nationwide, India. So where you have is like Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP programming with 1 to 3 years experience. Basically, at least one of the MVC frameworks with the strong PHP 5 OOPS concepts. At the same time, working with web services is actually major requirement in the market. So, so this is something. Uh, some couple of roles that you can look for actually. So if it's a front-end developer role, actually they will be expecting HTML, CSS, JavaScript as a measure, and jQuery, Ajax, Bootstrap framework. At the same time, if you are looking for full stack, they will look for AngularJS with the NodeJS as well. So MongoDB is one of the database option, and at the same time you have MySQL, your RDBMS. So that is something about this role. Okay, and you can look for same Python developer and Java developer as well, where you can see the demand actually. Okay, so it's almost similar, but the backend is PHP. Backend is, instead of PHP, it is Python and Java, but most things are same. Apart from that, the works will be different, but rest of the things, front end and back end technologies, the process are same. Okay, the learning curve is different actually for these technologies. That is the one more thing which decides uh, which one to go for actually. Okay, so and if you see the trend in last couple of years from the Stack Overflow survey, you can see like how JavaScript is playing major role. Most of the front end is a JavaScript based. For example, AngularJS, Bootstrap, and the backend is basically Python, Java, and PHP. So it's definitely very promising for freshers and as well people who are having 2-3 years experience to look for this technologies, latest technologies like AngularJS, Bootstrap for responsive web design. At the same time, you can plan for React.js. Uh, that is also something you need to learn to be in competition in the market with your rivals. Okay, for better salary and growth in your current role. Okay, so a couple of companies which are actually uh, have these positions are Google, Yahoo, Uber, Netflix, Nokia. These are the major companies, but at the same time there are many different companies actually which which there is scope for this role. Okay, coming to full stack development, exactly. If you that we hear very frequently. But what exactly is full stack development? A full stack development refers to a series of technologies actually that you need to know and you implement in a project. As a developer, you have to know all these technologies, so your development process will be smoother and it will be faster. So, for example, usually we used to have front-end developer, back-end developer, mobile developer, Windows, a desktop developer, whatever. But now, this combination of these different roles is what full stack development. So, where front end is basically takes care of only what you see actually, and back end is what actually process and the logic, business logic, database related process, configurations and extra. But if you see full stack developer, they should know actually the front end and back end as well. At the same time, they should know the release of project to different environments like development, testing, staging, production. In full stack development, basically this is a major requirement where there is a scope for DevOps as well, not just development actually. So you need to know how to do code release as well to various environments. Okay, so next, if you see the skills for the front end development, we use mainly HTML, CSS, JavaScript. At the same time, we use Bootstrap, AngularJS, uh, and for the backend development, we use Java, Python, Ruby, Node.js, etc. So databases, you have relational database, MySQL, and NoSQL database like MongoDB, Redis. Additionally, like Neo4j for specific requirements. So coming to the architecture, you need to understand how to use these different technologies, how to evaluate the alternatives and the best technologies available in the market so that you can improve your application performance as well. So that is something you need to look for. So that is the reason you need to have a good understanding of application architecture and different technologies, how you can use them in your project. So that is also one important uh, quality that a full stack developer should have. Okay, so uh, as we discussed earlier, DevOps essentials like uh, using cloud for storing images or data, uh, basically is one more important aspect actually for the full stack developer. Okay, so why course is 60 for full stack development or full stack developer training? Okay, at course 60 actually we have experienced developers, at the same time experienced trainers. So the developers turned into basically trainers. The average developer experience is 10 years plus, and the training experience is 5 years. So you can look at the expertise and experience, I mean, basically skill they possess actually at Course 60. So they'll be definitely able to help you with number of problems that you face in your regular development, and they can uh, support you once you complete your course at your job role also, like you will get support for your project, which is a really plus for you from Course 60. Okay, so next you have 24/7 customer support where they can call us trainer, or they can call the course advisor actually to help with their queries related to technical uh, issues or technical requirements they have in their daily job or during the course as well. Okay, so next, flexible scheduling. So coming to flexible scheduling, we have different batches actually from in at in the morning and evening hours, but we are flexible actually for specific requirements, like some people need afternoons as well. So in those cases actually depends on the trainer availability, we arrange training classes for them, and we are flexible if they are ready for weekend classes, weekend workshops, or if they need any extra time, extra training for some specific topics, yes, we definitely can help you at Course 60. So that is one more important thing at Course 60. Okay. Next, job assistance. I mean, every training actually, the end goal is basically to secure a job, or if you are already working, to plan uh, uh, basically to perform better in your projects, or a growth for uh, in your career actually. So we will help you in securing new roles, securing job, or at your existing role with our expertise and with our advice. So you can definitely win. So that is something Course 60 actually offers. And you have server access where you can experiment different technologies instead of installing them on your machine, and you have everything ready as virtual machines in our servers. So where you can simply set up our, you can simply enable a virtual machine and just start practicing, or work on proof of concepts that you are planning, ideas, whatever. So that is something really beneficial when you are traveling or whatever, you have a simple internet connectivity to our server. If you have internet connectivity, that's it. I mean, you can connect to our server. NodeJS works as well. We maintain it in Git. Okay. So certification is definitely plus. Always like the course completion certificate with the major organizations will definitely like they prefer the certifications. At the same time, you actually completed course at Course 60. I mean, they are working in these MNCs, and Course 360 is actually recognized by a couple of MNCs. So we will definitely able to provide you that information. If you have any questions, you can talk to our course advisor, okay, related to our services, specific to services, or if you have any other queries, please call us or email, or you can check the website for the any other communication. Okay. So let's coming back to our full stack developer role. So as we discussed, these are the things that we are going to cover. And just to explain you what exactly is uh, a full stack developer role, and where exactly uh, the importance for the role actually. So data flow is something very important in any application. So any application, it will have a number of layers: front end layer, server side, database, network, etc. So different people, they work in this different, all these different layers. So for example, a web designer, front end developer work in presentation layer, and the uh, backend developer work on the server side data layer, and you have database administrators and your system administrators, uh, DevOps guys, they work in the backend uh, for code release and etc. So in a typical application development process actually, we know that the data actually captured in front end, and that is processed at back end and stored and retrieved from the database, and that data is sent to network using different protocols, etc. Okay. So during this process actually, you need to understand, a front end developer who captures the data from the user doesn't know maximum. I mean, a few front-end developers, they have idea about back-end technologies. Yes, but some people, they don't know actually how the data flows, what is the back-end architecture, and what tools we are using, what server, what server-side component, database. They are not worried about all this. So they just want to know whether I capture the data or not in my front-end layer. Am I sending it to the back-end or not? That is what their concern is. So the same time, back-end developers, they just look into only receiving the request from the front-end layer and service, providing service according to, I mean, responding to the request basically. So, but they don't worry, they are not worried about how the data is captured, or whether it's a mobile client or web client or something else. So if you see the data flow, if the application is for some reason is not performing well, you have multiple people responsible actually for this application performance. To find out actually the problem in this entire architecture from front end to database network layer, you need all these four or five different people to actually discuss, and finally they have to tell us where exactly is the problem is. So that is a typical scenario. But when we have a full stack developer in place, he is someone with all this with the idea, with experience in front end, server side layer, network layer, database, all these different layers. Actually, he is having knowledge, and he's having definitely good knowledge about data, how the data flows in the different layers, and he will be able to quickly identify the problem and provide the solution. That is the major advantage with the full stack developers in current development I mean development uh, in current developments basically. So let's talk about say a simple application where visitor registration and sending verifying visitors phone number using OTP, integrating text local API, and sending emails using SendGrid API, uh, and this is using coordinator framework of MVC. And we will discuss about all these frameworks and API in detail in later course when we do the projects. And if you see the front end, actually we developed using Bootstrap, basically all the forms and all, and the look and feel. We can use Bootstrap as a framework to have a responsive web designs, MySQL, MariaDB. Okay, MariaDB is a community version where MySQL is a commercial now, owned by Oracle. So now we are using MariaDB 10. So that is something. So in this kind of application flow, if you see, there are a number of third-party systems involved in this entire process. So if you see here, the front-end forms, the back-end OTP sending services, email sending service, at the same time data storing components, and talking to third-party API like TextLocal and SendGrid. So if you see all this entire architecture here, application architecture, and the data flow in this application, okay? So it is definitely difficult for a front-end developer or only just for back-end developer to find the problem uh, in this kind of environment or application architecture. So where full stack developer usually comes with knowledge and experience, where he knows about Bootstrap, he knows about Ajax, he knows about third-party API, he knows about database, he knows about various frameworks like Code Igniter. If it is Python, it is Django, Flask. So if it is Java, it is Spring Boot, Hibernate, and ORM tools. So if you see a full stack developer will definitely is a he's a plus actually for any project who can quickly resolve the issue, identify and provide solutions so the other developers can quickly fix the problems. So it will reduce the time, okay, at the same time reduce the project cost. At the same time it will help the speed up the process in project development, and the maintenance will be also easy. Okay, so we will cover this and all these things basically in next sessions, how to create this front-end responsive websites and back-end services integrating third-party API, database, extra. Okay, so I just want to show you this typical data dictionary about storing data actually in database. It's a responsive web form, how it looks like. Okay, so coming to the deliverables for full stack developer course at Course360, you will be able to design and develop responsive websites. You will be able to select suitable frameworks, technologies, like you will work on CMS, e-commerce, bespoke apps, even mobile app backend, web services, okay, AngularJS, and you will see some React and NodeJS work as well. So you will work on MySQL, MongoDB, and you will work on environment setup, releasing code from development to live, CI/CD. At the same time, you will develop a number of applications like applications using Bootstrap for the front end, and the functionally like making it work, how to authenticate users, how to authorize, and creating roles, permissions, access control using backend technology, developing admin modules like CRUD to manage uh, any entities, like for example, managing course module, and you will learn about how to use REST API, for example, text local and the SendGrid API, Google API, and Facebook API, how to integrate them using REST or SOAP. That is something you will learn. At the same time, you will work on frameworks like Laravel. You will work on Spring Boot if it is Java track actually. If it is Python track, you will work on basically Django stack. Okay. At the same time, building robust applications using email, SMS notifications, real-time webhooks. Okay, and you will learn about integrating payment gateways, uh, basically handling file uploads, storing them on AWS, Azure, cloud. Okay, and you will learn about using different popular frameworks, packages in your project, contributing to community with different projects, building the backend systems like to manage your modules using admin interfaces, implementing different caching mechanisms to speed up the load, load whatever. I mean, reducing the loading time by implementing caching mechanisms, and developing reusable components. All these are different things, functionality you will develop during this course. Okay, so you will use Git as a major version control system. It's a distributed version control system to store your files and versioning of files. And we use Git at the same time for our code release. It's a part of our code release process. Okay, so you will use Jenkins as a part of your code release process, whatever. Okay, and working with different tools like command line, PowerShell, Anaconda, and you will learn about cloud essentials, whatever developer require to make sure this applications work in cloud. Okay, that's all. That's it for the this session actually. So this is a checklist for you. So at the end of the course, you will be able to complete all these, actually develop these components, functionality, use these tools. So if you have any questions, please contact 7386052123, or you can go to website course360.in, or you can email us at contact@course360.in. And please walk into our office, third floor, HG 208, JNTU, uh, Dharmareddy Colony, KBHB, phase 1, just near to post office actually. So okay, let's see in our first class, okay, for full stack developer. So thank you guys. Have a good day. Bye.